Hey everybody, and welcome back to Planning with Penguins. So it has been a while since I posted a video, and it's because if you haven't looked at the community tab for this particular channel, I've actually been sick and I needed to wait till I felt better because I tried filming a video and it wore me out. I was extremely exhausted, plus you couldn't even hear me, so I never posted that one. But I needed to make sure that we did this video, which is looking back on January and all of my planners. So what I have here, this is actually not my planner. This is my Healthy Hero and my regular planner, all of the months just on discs, the months that are not actually in my physical planner. So I'm keeping them all together over here, and I'm just using some folders on the front and the back as kind of like a cover, and they just kind of stay on the shelf. And then this one is my blogging and podcasting and YouTube planner on discs of the months that I'm not using in the actual planner, and I don't have anything covering it, but it just sits over here too, so it doesn't go anywhere. So we're just gonna go through January in all of my 3 core planners that I use. So we'll do Healthy Hero first, which is what this folder is, so that I know that this is the Healthy Hero planner. So here is the January monthly, and I was using it as a kind of like a gratitude journal, and I didn't really decorate or anything. And even now in February, I haven't sat down and taken the time to figure out what I'm going to do for February in my Healthy Hero. So I'm actually probably going to do a video about that, and I know it's going to be coming late, but maybe it will help with ideas for March, but I haven't quite figured it out. So here is my monthly. And then here was the first week. And if you guys remember, during the first week, I did sort of like a pre-journal for the day on how I was expecting things to go. And then I focused on my sleep here and put my sleep stats. And then I did my regular journaling. And then I did my move stats off of my watch that goes back to the health app on my Apple iPhone over here. And then I did some like goals over here in my water tracker, which I have an app on my phone that I use, and so then I can take the stats off that and fill this in. I didn't love this. I didn't love specifically this part, and I was still trying to figure out this part right here. And I'm still a little bit on the sick side. So, okay, so then what I tried is I tried a couple of prompts up here and over here, and then I focused on one thing for the week, which is mindfulness, and sort of journaled about my focus on that and how that went, and then my regular journaling. And then I combined my move stats and my sleep stats into down here and started highlighting when I reached my goals. These 2 sections are solid. They are exactly how I wanted them to be. It was the top 2 that were taking me a while to figure out. And then my water stats, which this has been really good over here. But these 2 sections are awesome. I love how I'm using these 2. And then these 2 took most of the month for me to figure out. Okay, so then on to the next week, which is the 3rd week. I tried putting my schedule up here so that I could see how my schedule would affect the rest of the day. And then I tried like one focus, which was like leaving the junk food behind. And I sort of talked about like if I was eating junk food or whatever. And then my regular journaling, and then my move stats, which you'll notice these 2 don't really change very much. And because I have figured out exactly how I want to use these 2, I had a really good week with my water as far as drinking enough. And then I used some of these from the Healthy Hero pack as the ways to focus on my goals, which was like go to bed early and drink more water. And I definitely did drink more water. So this was okay. Again, these 2 sections are good. These 2, still trying to figure out. All right, so interesting thing here. We only have half of a week, so I need to get my planner. because the way that it is split up, part of January is still in here. So I'm gonna go over here and pull that out. Let's see, where are you? Because it's on the back. I kept, you'll see. It's just easier if I show you. Okay, so this week right here has the first 3 days of February, and so this stayed in my planner, and then this whole week did, and so that took this half of the week. Okay, so again, I used the top part to look at my schedule, and then my focus was enjoy the moment, and then I wrote sort of like how I was enjoying each particular moment. And then over here, my journaling was good. I didn't do anything on Sunday, and then I did put all my stats down here, but I did not highlight whether or not I had reached my goals, and then I didn't finish filling in my water tracker. I think this was when I was starting. I'm not sure what happened, honestly. I really don't know why I didn't finish filling everything in. Okay, and so then this was the last week of January and the first week of February, and so what I decided to start doing, and I think I finally figured out my system, is I'm doing journaling prompts at the top for each day. I found a Pinterest post that has it listed out for like every day of January and every day of February and so on, and they are specifically looking at stuff for depression and anxiety, like journaling posts. And so just to kind of get you thinking about yourself and, you know, how you're sort of processing through life. So I decided to do that up here, and then I've started to just pick a focus for, oh, this was when I got sick. I started to pick a focus for the month at the beginning, or for the week at the beginning, like I was doing over here, and that has just sort of stuck. And so you can see, like, I'm starting to get sick. I had my doctor's appointment, and then I didn't go to school, and I just slept and slept and slept and slept and just not feeling great. I was gonna see what I was eating for breakfast and lunch, and that went out the window because of being sick. And then I highlighted my goals on my move goals, and then I did do some journaling, but it was mostly just about not feeling very well. But I did do this, like, what is your favorite smell and why? What have you accomplished this month? 10 things you are thankful for right now. I actually did 13. And most of them were about being sick. Online doctor's appointments, prescriptions, my humidifier, recoil cough drops. One word to describe my month, that it was relentless on me. Words that describe me, so I didn't like give them definitions. I just wrote them down, and 3 most important values. And I loved using the journaling cards in here to give me some extra space to write. I think that was just like one of the biggest. This week was when I finally felt like my healthy hair was finally coming together. It took pretty much the entire month for me to get there. So, but now I can actually put this one in here. And this one has to go back in my planner because it has the February dashboard on it. So, and so then you'll see March is right here because February is actually currently in my planner. Okay, so then let's go to the next planner. So that is my regular work planner. And I just used like a divider to split it up. And then you have like August, September, October, November, because it's got all of my old months in here. December as well, and so then January. Okay, so January I have so my dashboard, I did fill it in, lots of important days going on of like when things were starting. And then this is my month. This is what my months typically look like. They are not really super overly decorated. I have like a monthly habit tracker that's devoted to work-related things. But this is what my months typically look like of the games that I have to cover and all of the schedules for all of my sports teams. And so this was the first week. So we didn't have school until, I think it was the next week, because we had faculty meetings and everything. So this was all just a lot more decorative than I have been doing, purely because there's not a lot going on here. I had some like work days and stuff like that, but I didn't have anything like actual school on this week. All right, so then we have school. And this is kind of how I typically do it. I put my games up here at the top, and then it's just sort of a free-for-all. I love planning in this student Socialite layout. I absolutely love it. It is one of the best layouts that I have found for myself. For some reason, all the separate little boxes and the pops of color have given me the easiest time in planning, and I can just sort of do whatever, and it's perfect. And so you can see like I have stickers and to-do lists and like a mix of different things, quotes and all kinds of stuff. I don't know, I have found this one to be perfect. And so I really like the color scheme of this spread, the blues and the purples and the mixing of colors and stuff like that. And there's a lot of functional in here though, a lot of functional. This was one of my favorite layouts of the entire month because I used a kit from Sweet Kawaii Design that is at the at Michael's stores, and so I loved actually doing all of this and the cute little animals everywhere, and it had a perfect mix of functional and decorative, and so I really loved this particular spread this week. It was great, so great. Okay, so we're gonna run into the same thing here because of things, the way that the weeks fell, and actually the student layout was a little bit different as far as the way it was set up. So let me get this page. So this week, which I cannot stick in my planner because it does actually have the dashboard for February on it. This week, you can tell it was a little bit, I didn't write as much in here, but I loved the rainbow and the color scheming, and I really liked what I did for my weekend over here. But it was a less busy week in my planner for sure. So then you have the February dashboard, which is why this can't stay in this particular planner. It has to stay with me. But the next week, which has the last few days of January and then the first few days of February, actually falls in the February section of the actual planner itself. This is probably my absolute favorite week as far as the look of the week. It was all free spirit. I loved it. It just felt so good looking at my planner every day. And this is the week that I got sick, so you can see that it started out really productive, and then it was like, I'm getting sick, I'm home all day, I'm home all day, I'm not doing anything. So it was perfectly decorative in the sense it's like almost like I knew I was gonna get sick. But yeah, so I really, really loved this week too. But this one does have to go back in my planner because it does have the first few days of February, and then the next week on here has the next week of February. So these have to go back in my actual planner along with the page that has the dashboard. So that was that one. All right, and so then you're gonna see November here, which is my wellness planner. So this is just sort of in here mainly. It doesn't really have a place to go, but it was when I was practicing stuff. And then I have like a bunch of notes that were taken, that were in my regular school planner. And then this is your back cover, and then we're back over. So this is how I'm storing the months that I'm not using. They are stored over there. All right, so now on to sort of my other planner that I use. So this is January, so this is the only month. That's why this one isn't a stick, because it's just one planner. So this is January. So this was how I used my month. I didn't really decorate very much, and I just put like when I was filming videos and things like that. The big thing was to help me schedule, so I have like when I have games, but not specifics, just so that I can see for scheduling purposes. And so this was the first week in my lined vertical, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to use it. And I did a lot of like kind of decorative up at the top. I was using like this top box for more of like a schedule, and then down here for to-do list every day in relation to, you know, like each day and like things that needed to be done. And I did use a journaling card right here. And so this was me trying to figure out lined vertical and exactly like how I wanted to use it. Didn't love this week, but it was all right. It was okay. So same thing here. I didn't actually decorate very much at all here. I put my games that I had, like if I had games and when I was planning on posting different videos, and you'll see like this one has never gone up because I ended up not having time for it. I just sort of put big stuff here on the weekend and was just doing, you know, very minor. All right, so this is when I really was like, okay, let's plan this out. And so I still am using this for a schedule up here of things that are going on, but I started to decide to use my weekend as a spot for planning out stuff. And that was the original plan. I didn't actually write anything down here because I ended up doing it on my phone. Not on purpose, it just happened that way. But you can see that like I went through and actually like used my to-do list that I had. And this one was an okay spread. It sort of led into me figuring out how I want to use my lined vertical. All right, and so then there's this one. And so this one, I did actually use this space to start making lists of things and sort of just brainstorming ideas for some of the stuff that I'm doing. And then you can see that I did to-do list of videos that I wanted to film and everything up here. And then my overall schedule. I didn't do as much on the checklist of things because some weeks are busier than others for my podcast and for the YouTube channel and everything. So but I did like how I decided to actually put stickers down and plan out in this particular planner. And so that sort of has led me into here. So as you can see, it doesn't line up because this is May actually, because what I've decided to do now, I wasn't doing it before, but what I've decided to do is to put more months of the lined vertical in my actual planner. I did remove some stuff, and when I went through at the end of February, I did remove some things that actually left me more room to be able to do this, to be able to put more Luna that allowed me to actually put more in this particular planner, to put more months. Okay, so here we go. So I had done a lot of journaling cards and a lot of rainbow stuff, and I loved it. But as you can see, this is the week I was getting sick, so things started going downhill, where I was sick at home and everything. And I did put schedules in here, and I did use this space to brainstorm ideas and to write some things down. But I did get sick, so there is that. And so this actually has to stay in here because it has the February dashboard, which I have not filled in, because I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. And then I have February through the monthly view of May in my actual planner. So there's that. So that's the end of January. So I hope you guys are enjoying what I'm doing, and it just takes some time with new versions of planners and the new way they're laid out to start to figure out how you want to plan in them. And so Healthy Hero and Lined Vertical have been more of a challenge. I've had more time with the student layout. I've had since last, like when school started in August, so I've been working in it for a while, and so I definitely have my groove in that one. But I'm still working on these two, so I hope you guys are enjoying everything on this channel. I am going to be doing my plan with me's for this week. I know I skipped last week, but I just couldn't film those. So I will be filming the plan with me's in all 30 planners and putting those up separately as separate videos so that you guys can see how February is going. And we'll take a look at last week because I did plan in there and I just didn't film the video. So I will show you guys what last week looked like just so that you guys can see. Please make sure you hit that little subscribe button down there. Give this video a thumbs up. That would be awesome. And then make sure you're following me on @PlanningWithPenguins on Instagram. I have been a little bit quiet the past week just due to being sick. So it should get a little bit more lively over there now that I am feeling better, for the most part, feeling better. All right, guys, thanks so much. Y'all have a wonderful day and a great week next week.